See, I said the perks of having these two Casino Gauntlets is I get to do the same video for both. So, shamelessly, thank you for watching. I am just doing the same format for both. Thanks again, Tony Khan. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Miyu McQuaid, and today we're talking about AEW All in Texas. In particular, we are talking about the AEW Women's Casino Gauntlet match that will be taking place at All in Texas. A winner gets a title shot. Really cool. I really love these stipulations. If you watch my previous video, you'll find that I really loved the match that happened at All In, where we had Ricochet, Zack Sabre Jr., Nigel McGuinness, all those cool people sort of come out, and yeah, it's become AEW's Royal Rumble, and I'm really happy they're doing it for the women's division this year. I think there's enough talent, enough surprises that they can do with the AEW women's division. So yeah, before we dive into that, please subscribe, please like the video, please comment your thoughts down below, and I'll try to apply to every single one of them as we dive into this. So I have got 5 predictions, 5 wild out there, potentially weird predictions for the AEW Women's Casino Gauntlet. These are going to be entrants in the match, 5 surprises that could potentially happen. Now, I think there's some people, so like Athena, I wouldn't class that as a surprise. I don't really class like people from Ring of Honor crossing over or anything like that. These are going to be big returns or big debuts, either or. So yeah, shall we just dive into this straight away with my number 5 pick? So this woman has gained a lot of traction lately with some of the rumours that have come out and some of the stuff that has been reported by different outlets, and you can probably guess who I'm going to say. At number 5, it's Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and I think that, you know, the Britt Baker situation is a weird one. Like, I get the feeling that she maybe doesn't want to be there, but at the same time, I think fans forget how over Britt Baker was back in sort of 2021, 2022, I think those were the dates. Sort of pandemic. Pandemic was when she really sort of took off with that character in the bad guy run, having the match with Thunder Rosa, the death match. Was really catapulted her into sort of the hearts of fans. But since the Mercedes Monet match All In last year, I think she has completely sort of fell out of love with the fans and sort of vice versa. I think just if you wanted a big shock though, Britt Baker coming back and re-debuting here, she'd get a huge reaction. As soon as the music hit, everyone would go DMD. Everyone would get a huge reaction. Like, she'd get a huge reaction out of everyone. So I think if you're Tony Khan and you're like, she wants to leave, I'm going to keep her on contract, you may as well use her, have her appear here and just have her as a surprise pop. Maybe she can try and set up a feud with someone else who's in there, like Queen Aminata maybe, and she could put over Queen Aminata. I think that would be really cool. Sort of Aminata beating Britt Baker would be really good for her stock in AEW. It really sort of cement there, or someone like a Julia Hart or a Sky Blue, have Britt Baker, have a feud with them, put them over in that way. And there's also the fear that she could win. The fear that Britt Baker could win and potentially challenge either Mercedes Moné or Toni Storm coming out of All in Texas, I think that would put the fear of God in a lot of people's hearts. So Britt Baker, if you're not going to use her, just have her appear here as a one-off special. Britt Baker, here you go, see what reaction you get, and go from there. I don't see the issue with putting Britt Baker in here, and I think, yeah, it'll be a weird surprise, and I think the internet will melt down. Coming in at number 4, we have Shotsy Blackheart. Now, I would have said that I'm not including injured people on here, but after I just saw Shotsy wrestle with a broken arm at Progress, I could potentially see Shotsy showing up here, getting a great reaction. Maybe she comes out with a tank and everything, the entire screens go green. It would be really cool, and having her in there, like, just knocking people about for a bit, hitting some cool spots, hitting some her finishes, hitting the senton. Like, if she's good to go, if the arm is fine after the match with Nina Samuels and she is ready to put in another shift, yeah, having her as a surprise debut here would be really cool. I really like Shotzi. I was torn between her and Elayna Black. Shotzi, I think, is probably more of a fit for AEW in my opinion. I think Elayna Black will probably end up in TNA. I think Shotzi's more geared towards the AEW audience. I think people would respond to her more. That's why I've gone with Shotzi. And I think it'd be really, really cool because Shotzi is really, really cool and she's really, really good. Coming in at number 3, we have Miyu Yamashita. Now, I know there was some stuff with Miyu Yamashita's visa, I think, that prevented her from being on a GCW show recently. I'm hoping that all that is rectified and we can get Miyu Yamashita in this match because she is incredible. She is one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. I still think about her match that she had with Miyu Watanabe from Grand Princess, I think it was. It is an absolutely incredible match, and I think she has been doing some Ring of Honor stuff as well. I'd love to see her make her full-time AEW main roster debut here and really sort of push forward some of the Joshi wrestling that is appearing on AEW and sort of get more slots for the women. You've got people there. You've got Shida, Rio, why am I blanking? Mina Shirakawa. There we go. Got it. And you've got people from the Joshi scene in AEW, but I really think that you could build some of these women up as well. You could really get them to the point where Joshi wrestling is big in AEW and you really are pushing some of these Joshi talent. And I think Miyu Yamashita and my next entrant would really cement that. And I'd love to see it. Miyu Yamashita versus Shida. Let's make that happen, please. That'd be class. Coming in at number 2 is Shuri. That's right, the former IWGP Women's Champion. So this all kind of broke that she was taking a break from just Stardom. This is the main one that's been specified, is that she's just taking a break from Stardom. I checked all the articles and they all listed Stardom. They didn't say she was like taking a break from wrestling or anything like that. It just said Stardom, which made me think, maybe she's going to do some more stuff in the US. And I think debuting Shuri here and potentially her winning, setting up a match with Mercedes Moné, would be really damn cool. Like, really, really cool. She is an incredible wrestler. One of the best wrestlers in the world right now. One of the best wrestlers in Japan. So I think having her come across and squaring up with some of the AEW women's division would be so cool. And this could feed, like, the match between Mercedes Moné and Shuri. I think they've had a match. I'm pretty sure they've had a match. Would just go so hard in AEW. That'd be a great Forbidden Door match. It would be a great time to set up a Forbidden Door match for Mercedes Moné because it's only like a month apart. You could do a good build to that. You could, I think it might end up being Mina Shirakawa versus Mercedes potentially, or Saray. Would we like to see Saray versus Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door? That would be class. So yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff you could do with Shuri in AEW, even if it's just a brief sort of excursion away from Stardom till she goes back and then probably reclaims the IWGP Women's Championship. Yeah, no-brainer. If she's good to go, if she's in the US, Shuri making her AEW debut at All in Texas would be really, really cool. And coming in at number 1, we have one of the best wrestlers that the UK has to offer, and that is Alex Windsor. Alex Windsor, everyone in the UK knows, has been putting an absolute shift in with Pro Wrestling Eve, with Rev Pro, and has cemented herself as one of the best wrestlers that the UK has to offer. And she announced that she will be All Elite going forward. Having her in a big spot like this, making her AEW, she was on Global Wars, Ring of Honor Global Wars, I think, but making her AEW sort of main roster debut would be really, really sick. Like, really sick. Have her in there with, like, Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford, and sort of work her way up until we get a Mercedes Moné match, hopefully in the UK. It'd be class. It'd be really class. I think Alex Windsor's completely earned it. She has done the absolute grind of the UK independent scene. She is just, awesome. She's awesome. So I think having her make her debut here would be a great surprise. She'd get a great reaction and hopefully set up a match for Forbidden Door. So yeah, those are my 5 picks. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Who do you think will debut in the Women's Casino Gauntlet? Let me know and I'll try to apply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support and have a nice day.